Hi friends, welcome back. In this vlog, we'll be doing a road trip from Wales to Belgium. So we'll be mainly visiting the historic town of Bruges and also Ghent. We will be driving through the motorways, taking a ferry to cross the English Channel, and we'll be driving on the opposite side in Europe. We'll be visiting medieval towns, historic canals, and lots of interesting places. Keep watching, and I'm sure you will find something interesting for you in this episode. Our road trip started from Swansea in South Wales. Then we drove up to the port of Dover. From there, we took a ferry to cross the English Channel to reach Calais in France. Then we continue our driving into France and then into Belgium towards the city of Ghent. Swansea to Dover, it's going to take us a good 6 hours, but that's actually one of the things I love about road trips. The journey itself becomes part of the holiday. No rushing to the airport, no baggage restrictions, just the open road, good company, and plenty of opportunities to stop whenever we feel like. So we are just entering the port of Dover to get into the ferry. There is an immigration and a custom clearance to go through. Driving onto the ferry at Dover was actually quite exciting. It's nearly a decade since I last took this route. I'm driving into the ferry now. I'm going to park the car, go up the deck, grab a drink, and relax for the next hour and a half until we reach Calais. On sunny days like this, the top deck is quite popular. From there, you get fantastic views of the white cliffs of Dover coast. As the ferry pulled away, we could see the white cliffs of Dover slowly getting smaller in the distance. We had a bit of time to relax, and then, after an hour and a half, our Belgian road trip has officially begun. One thing you quickly notice when driving from the UK into Europe is that everything feels the wrong way around. Here in the UK, we drive on the left, but in Europe, they drive on the right. I've been driving in Europe for over 15 years now, and I still remember being a little apprehensive the first few times. But honestly, you'll be amazed at how quickly your brain adapts. After a few miles, driving on the other side of the road starts to feel surprisingly natural. So, if you are planning an European road trip and you are worried about driving on the wrong side, don't be. Give yourself a little time to adjust, stay alert, and before you know it, you'll be cruising along like you have been doing it for years. Our first destination was the enchanting city of Ghent. After arriving, we found a convenient parking spot and checked into our accommodation. We had a quiet evening, took in the atmosphere of Ghent, and prepared ourselves for the next day. I have a little habit when I travel. I love exploring a new place early in the morning. There are two reasons for this. Firstly, the streets are quiet and peaceful, so you can really take your time and soak in the atmosphere without the usual hustle and bustle. And secondly, it gives me the perfect opportunity to capture the beauty of the place without crowds getting in the way. Exploring the place on my own first gives me a chance to get familiar with the streets, the landmarks, and the best spots to see. And it becomes so much easier to bring my family along later. So, my early morning explorations are not just about enjoying the peace and quiet. They are also my little bit of preparation for becoming the family tour guide for the rest of the day. One of Ghent's most impressive landmarks is St. Bavo's Cathedral, a magnificent Gothic cathedral right in the heart of the city. It is definitely one of those places in Ghent that you shouldn't miss. Our next stop is the Belfry of Ghent, the tallest bell tower in Belgium, standing at 91 meters high. You can either brave the 300 plus steps or take the elevator up. But once you step out onto the balcony, under the watchful eye of the town's famous golden dragon, the view is completely worth it. There is no better way to see Ghent than right from the water. We jumped on a boat tour through the historic canals and drifting past these medieval guilds and stone bridges gives you a totally different perspective on the city. It is so peaceful, super cinematic, and definitely the best way to soak in the atmosphere after all that walking. You can't drive through Belgium without diving into its legendary beer culture. It's dynamic and deeply historic. We took a local beer tasting tour to try everything from classic centuries-old Trappist ales brewed by the monks to crisp local Ghent brews. De Max van Tichas is an iconic beer served exclusively at the famous Café de Delegrate in Ghent. According to them, this beer is not just a beer, it is an experience. It is poured into a strikingly large coachman's glass, which will undoubtedly catch your eye. But there is more. What makes this beer truly unique is the tradition that accompanies it. When you order a Max van Tichas, you must hand over one of your shoes as a deposit. This shoe is then placed in a basket and hoisted up, hanging from the cafe's ceiling until you have finished your glass and receive your shoe back. This special tradition ensures an unforgettable experience and makes drinking a Max van Tichas a true spectacle. You can't do a Belgian road trip and just stop for the beer. The street food here is an absolute art form. First up, authentic Belgian fries. They double fry them so they are impossibly crispy on the outside and fluffy inside, and they are served with a variety of toppings. And then, dessert. The smell of fresh waffles literally pulls you down the street. Honestly, this road trip is turning into one massive food tour, and I'm not complaining at all. Here we are in the historic city of Bruges, which is also called as the Venice of the North. There is something incredibly special about Bruges early in the morning. I love these early morning walks when traveling. There's no rush, no noise. You can simply walk, look around, and observe the beauty of the place at your own pace. I'm walking along these beautiful canals and picture-perfect streets, and there's hardly anyone around. The city feels completely different without the crowds. Quiet, peaceful, and almost magical. The still water of the canals, the beautiful old buildings, the cobbled streets, and the soft morning light, everything seems to come alive in its own gentle way. Then, slowly, you can feel Bruges beginning to wake up. The quiet streets start to fill with people heading to work, cyclists making their way through the city, and shopkeepers getting ready to welcome the customers. It is completely different vibe from those quite early hours, but I love this side of Bruges too. For me, that's the beauty of exploring early. You get to experience both sides of the city, the serenity of the morning, and the vibrant energy as it comes alive. Market squares are often the heart and soul of European cities, and Bruges is no different. As you step into the square, there is a completely different energy. The colorful historic buildings, the little shops and cafes create a beautiful backdrop, while the street musicians add their own soundtrack to the atmosphere. Then there is a smell of freshly prepared food drifting through the square, something that instantly makes you want to stop and try a little bit of everything.
Two scoops, please. That's one, is it?
It's busy, vibrant, and full of life, and that lively atmosphere is what gives Bruges its unique vibe. Tourism is a huge part of a country's economy, and cities like Bruges have done a wonderful job of giving visitors plenty of ways to experience and appreciate their local culture and heritage. One of the activities we tried was a chocolate making and beer tasting workshop, and it turned out to be so much fun. We got to learn a little about the tradition of Belgian chocolate before getting hands on and making our own chocolates. There was plenty of mixing, decorating, and of course, tasting along the way. In between, we had beer tasting sessions, learning about the different Belgian beers, their flavors, and what makes their brewing tradition so special. For us, these workshops are much more than just tourist activities. They are fantastic opportunities for the family to spend time together, have a laugh, learn something new, and create memories. Okay, so 6%. In fact, we have started making these kinds of experiences a little family tradition whenever we travel. Sometimes the best souvenirs aren't the things you buy, they are the experiences you share together. Like Ghent, another wonderful way to explore Bruges is from its famous canals. So we decided to take a canal boat ride and see the city from a completely different perspective as we did in Ghent. As the boat gently glided through the waters, we passed under some beautiful old bridges and alongside some of Bruges' most picturesque buildings. Seeing the medieval architecture reflected in the calm water was simply magical. It was peaceful, relaxing, and incredibly scenic. Definitely one of the best ways to experience the charm of Bruges. If you thought we were done with beer tastings in Ghent, think again, because you simply cannot come to Bruges and skip out on its incredible pub culture. We decided to go on an absolute beer tasting spree, and honestly, the vibe here is unmatched. Sitting outside these ancient century-old pubs, right on the water edge, while sipping a local craft beer, is an experience in itself. If you happen to be in Bruges, this is an experience you shouldn't miss. Before we wrap up our time in Bruges, we took one last night walk, and honestly, the city transforms into an absolute fairy tale. To top it all off, we grabbed a warm, freshly baked waffles to keep us warm as we soaked in the views one final time before heading back to the UK. And just like that, we are on the final stretch back home. Seeing the iconic white cliffs of Dover getting closer as we approach the UK coastline, our thoughts are filled with unforgettable memories from Belgium. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you like it, please hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in another adventure.